What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Nerdy Volume Podcast. Today we're talking about anything really nerdy. Like, who's the best?
Or where would you rather live?
Where would you rather live? Who is the best mentor? Or which is the best trilogy movie? Trilogies out there. I don't know. But as always, sit back, relax, and turn it to 11.
So first things first, we're going to be talking about, we'll get into some films or some TV. So right now, who do you think is the best mentor in TV and films? Earlier we were talking about between the two of Gandalf and or Yoda. Between those two, to be honest, I don't remember Gandalf doing a whole lot of mentoring because no one else was trying to be a mage like him. Personally, I could be wrong, but he was definitely someone like more of like a parent. I felt he was more of a parent than a mentor, or like someone because Frodo isn't trying to be like him at all in any way, shape, or form. Right? Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay, because I'm like
Frodo just trying to live the life.
Yeah, Frodo just trying to be in the best
Shire.
hobbit he can be. He can try to be. Yeah. He's like, for Shire, that's what it is. Yoda, on the other hand, he was teaching.
I mean, he was a master Jedi, so he
teaching
definitely...
he was, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, you know what? You make a good point. Gandalf definitely did a lot of... Man, what about Dumbledore? Actually, I'm just thinking about, like, Dumbledore is kind of the same. Like, Dumbledore really didn't help Harry Potter until like the last book or the second to last book, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, you want to come follow me around so we can, find all of the Horcrux."
I think it's a Horcrux.
Yeah, and I'm just like, now he exists to you.
All of a sudden now you're the best mentor, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he was
a principal, so I would say he's more of a teacher. I guess mentor is a teacher as well. Yeah. But he wasn't around a lot.
No, he wasn't. He definitely he definitely kept his distance from Harry.
Because it would have looked like nepotism almost.
Favoritism for sure.
Yes, because he played that. Dumbledore did definitely play that.
Gandalf, man, like because Gandalf also he kind of was the same. He didn't stay in the Shire. He traveled around the world, and every once in a while he'll come and see the hobbits, and and then you throw a big party for them, and they would have a great time. I don't know if you remember, but there's like in the first movie they have fireworks, and Merry and Pippin just like prematurely lights them on fire, and he gets really upset with them. He's a very like father figure in a lot of ways, and he scolds them a lot, but at the same time he is comforting to them. But I don't know. Yeah,
I was more of a parent.
You know who I think is a really great mentor? Uncle Iroh. Uncle Iroh was a fantastic mentor.
Oh wow!
Nobody loved like Uncle Iroh loved.
That's true. But one could say that he was traumatized to be that way.
Who, Iroh?
Mm-hmm. Because if he didn't go through what he did, he would never be a part of the White Lotus.
Because of his son?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Because the White Lotus was against the
war.
Oh yeah, everything. Yeah,
for sure. They were all about the peace,
balance. Yeah,
but I think if I'm correct, and I could be wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure Uncle Iroh was part of the White Lotus before his son ever died. But I could be wrong. I thought he became part of the White Lotus after he went to go see the dragons. Because they called him the Dragon of the West, right? I think that was the name they gave him, the Dragon of the West.
Not because of the dragons, though. I don't think he's seen a dragon.
No, he did.
Uncle Iroh?
Oh, yeah. He went to go kill, because his brother...
he tried to kill the dragon.
He was supposed to go kill the dragon. I don't know if he's meant to kill both of them or just one of them, but he was meant to go kill at least one of the dragons. And when he went to go see them, they kind of changed him. And that's where he realized that the way that the Fire Nation was doing stuff was not the correct way of doing it. And I think that's where he started changing. I think that's when he eventually joined the White Lotus, but I could be wrong. It could have been after his son passed away. And at the same time, his son could have died before he ever even went to go see the dragons. But I'm pretty sure he went to see the dragons before his son died. But I do agree. I think losing his son really traumatized him and caused him to really like reflect on the like how the upbringing of Zuko was, and he saw that his brother, what's his name, Uncle, the Emperor Ozai, yeah, Emperor Ozai was just he's kind of kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
He's not a nice guy.
Yeah.
And the way he was treating his son. And so, yeah, I think definitely. But because of that, I think that's why I would say that Uncle Iroh is definitely a much better mentor because he loved him. He loved Zuko no matter what. Even when Zuko did the worst of the worst, Uncle Iroh was always there going like, hey, no, Zuko. That is, I'm not going to do it. I'm not good with accent. Yeah.
Zuko.
Yeah.
Trying to sound like Mako.
Yeah, trying to help him out, man. Make him realize that the way of the fire is not the right way. There's a better way.
I would, Uncle Iroh definitely is a top tier mentor. I would have to agree with you on he's a really good mentor.
Yeah.
But that always begged the question is, was he always that way?
Definitely not.
And so here's a mentor that I think, I don't know if you ever watched this show. It's a K-drama. It's called Dr. Romantic. Dr. Kim. His name started to be Boo Kim? Whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. He was known as the God Hand. And the main antagonist is the guy who made a mistake during one of his surgeries. And he put the blame on him. And he ate the blame up. He took it. And he ended up going to this no-named hospital in the forest or whatever. And he ended up taking problem surgeons that was giving that guy who blamed it all on Dr. Kim. He kept giving him the surgeons that were problems.
Yeah.
The first pair, I believe, one was, man, I forgot his issue. I forgot what he was wrong. But I know in the second Dr. Romantic, he got a kid that was heavily in debt and was related to and it was a whistleblower. He was a whistleblower. So a lot of the things was, one of the kids was debt ridden. The other kid, she could not stand the sight of blood, and they were both.
There had to be a doctor that couldn't stand the sight of blood.
That was in the second one, by the way. Yeah. So he was a mentor, and this guy, by the way, has always been from the beginning of his story. He's always been a teacher and great at surgeries, and he would teach these doctors that have exceptional skill, like they are top class, but they have these little things that go against them, right? And because of that, his mentorship pays a lot of in a lot of ways. So with the girl with the blood issue, it was a trauma that happened after a surgery. So it wasn't that she started off that way. She just became that way. He is giving her medicine that helps. And she is supposed to be like anxiety medicine. Is that what he told her?
Yeah.
And later on, he tells her, no, these are just sugar pills. You're fine.
Placebos.
Yeah. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, you've been fine. And then the other guy was, he had debt with like gangsters. I forget the reason why. And Dr. Kim met him. And of course, in any medical K-drama, they have to save somebody on that person's team, right? And in doing so, he helps somebody that doesn't really help per se that person, but Dr. Kim had helped his boss, the boss of the gangster guy, so he was able to suppress it. But that guy didn't like that young doctor. But the real problem was the whistleblower. The whistleblower, he whistleblowed on his sunbae, and his sunbae has always blamed him and started trying to get him blacklisted on any medical centers or whatever by putting in false rumors. And his his debt was one of the rumors that was actually true that he was using against him. And what was really cool was that Dr. Kim didn't need to be a doctor to teach him. He was actually like being a person. He's like, you looked up to him, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, he was my brother. He's basically that's what he's saying. And he's all like, well, then tell him that. And then and then whatever he does later, then you will know if he treated you the same. And there was this huge dramatic thing because it's a K-drama, and he was able to, I mean, sorry if I'm, spoiling it for everybody. Well, just this portion of, there's way more to the story than I'm putting it out.
I kind of want to watch this now.
Oh, you didn't watch this? Oh,
No, I haven't watched
apologize.
it. No.
I didn't know if you were into doctor stuff. But
I watched Doctor Cha. Wasn't it Doctor Cha?
Dr. Cha
That was
on Netflix?
fantastic. Yeah, that
I
was
haven't
so
watched
good.
that one yet.
Well, let me spoil that for you. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, no. So I think Dr. Kim was a great mentor. There's more mentors out there
For sure.
but just to name a few.
Yeah. Well, if you guys have any mentors that you guys want to put in, write them down in the comments below.
TV or movies. Doesn't matter.
Or video games.
Video games. Oh yeah, video games.
I'm trying to think of one right now, but I can't off the top of my head.
With a good mentor.
The sergeant from Halo. He was
That a
pretty
mentor?
good. Sort of. Yeah. But no, yeah, if you guys have anybody, put them in the comments. If we forgot somebody, if you think there's somebody better than either Dr. Kim or Uncle Iroh, let me know. I like to fight you on that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. Okay, so here's another question for you. What world would you prefer to live in? The world of Minecraft, of squares, people who don't think outside of the box, or the world of Sims, where everybody's talks, but you have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah, they talk.
Mabati, umazao nabate.
Yeah. It's
But you always have an emerald floating over your head.
I've played very little Sims. I've played tons of Minecraft.
That's interesting. I'm the opposite.
Oh really?
Actually, I can say without a doubt I've never played a single minute of Minecraft and have played days worth of Sims.
I want you to go home and download Minecraft and just play with me and Pono for like
I have seen
a day.
I think I remember you guys streaming it one day. And you guys were like building it looked like a coliseum. I was just like, what in the world is all this? It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. I was very impressed.
Dude, yeah. It's actually it's fun when you play with people that don't know or haven't played it because it's like a huge world thing.
Yeah.
And in Minecraft, so there's the basic vanilla version of the game that everybody plays. It's a survival game that you're most familiar with. And there is so much you can do in a game that's unmodded already. And if you add mods, it doesn't make any sense. The physics of the game is already broken. You don't need to break it anymore. And literally, the Minecraft, in my opinion, would probably be a better world. Although there's mobs in them, there's a higher chance that I'll die. The amount of technology and oh my gosh, like and the amount of possible you can tame things. You can if you can play with the same mechanics as a player like now in that game of Minecraft, like if you have that control, except for flying, I think that would be ideal. Like in Minecraft, there's a shopping mechanic where you go through villagers and villagers sell certain things to either upgrade or food and such. Okay,
Yeah.
There are ways to actually set them in place. So my brother would have me create villager farms. And these are farms that create villagers, makes maximum villagers. And then there is a mechanism that separates certain villagers from a normal villager. And so normally, the highest grade would be at grade 5, okay, tier V. And you would grab the guy that has tier 5, let's say, or tier 3 unbreaking, which is the highest for that skill. Then you have tier 5 sharpness, and that you could put on like swords. You would grab that villager, and then you would trap him in an area, and now you can buy the book for that skill from that villager, and you trap him there, and he's just stuck there for the rest of his life. He doesn't need any food to sustain. He doesn't necessarily need to sleep for him to stay there, and you can exploit that mechanic, and you will always be able to buy that skill. So if say you have a weapon with tier 5 sharpness, tier 3 unbreaking, just the best grades. If you got them from villagers that you already have in place, you can always make that sword. You know what I mean? Like it's an incredible. I mean, what we did with the excess villagers, I will not say on stream. But what you could do is you could set them free. But then again,
Did you unalive them
I didn't unalive them. No, I didn't. What we just left them there.
to unlock?
No, just bouncing in water. They're just bouncing, and then just kind of just stayed in like a very contained area. And then sometimes they would wander off or turn into zombies. It's a great game.
Wow.
But but there's other things too. There is the amount of apples you can get. You can also, oh man, there's other things you can exploit in the game, like cow farms. You can, oh my gosh, the amount of meat that you can. I'm going through the game right now, guys, and I'm like surviving.
So here's a question for you about that. Are you looking forward to the movie, Minecraft movie?
Ooh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. But the thing is that Minecraft has changed so much from what I remember it. Like in the past, I want to say 5 years, it had like 3 major upgrades.
Oh, really?
Yeah, biome upgrades, block upgrades where there's new blocks. And I'm like, I don't remember all this. But now it's a part of the base game. So, you know, if they added that in the Minecraft movie, I might have issues. But I believe that the movie's going to be great. I don't know about the cast just yet. I'm thinking like they might be pretty good.
I just don't know why Jason Momoa has to have that ridiculous wig on his head.
The pink one?
The hair that he has on there?
I forget
That's not his real hair.
No, I don't think so.
It's
Was
so
it the
bad.
pigtails?
No, he just has really long. I mean, he has long hair all the time, but it's just so bad.
Oh.
Just watch.
I gotta watch the
Jason
trailer
Momoa's-
again.
Yeah, his. I'm just like I hate his character so much. I wish they would just do him better.
I think Jack Black is a great choice for that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think Jack Black could. I can't say I'm looking forward to the movie.
Because you never played the game?
Probably. Yeah, that's too. Now, Sims. How you feel about Minecraft is how I feel about Sims.
Okay.
Love Sims. Have been playing Sims since Xbox, the OG Xbox. I can remember playing it on there. I don't even know. I remember playing Sim City in the 1990s when it came out on Super Nintendo. My friend had Sim City. Which one was it? I can't remember. I don't even think it had it. It just said Sim City on it. We would play that on his Super Nintendo. I remember buying SimCity 3000 for Windows 98. I think it was Windows 98. That game was sick. And then they came out with The Sims in the early 2000s, I think, on Xbox. I remember having it for the Xbox. And me and my brother would play that all the time. I knew all the freaking cheats, how to get more money all the time. We were just playing. One of the things I don't know why we would do this, but we would save the game and then we would get our character. And you can build in The Sims. You can build a house and make it better and everything. That's kind of part of the game, right? You're living the life of the Sim, and they usually start off in something like trailer park, and then you can like kind of renovate their house to make it look better, and then eventually they'll move to a different place because they get promotions and they get more money and so on and so forth.
Whoa.
Yeah. So my sister is more of a fanatic of The Sims than I am. Right, she builds like now we're at Sims 5 or 6 or something like that. I think that's where they're at. She builds ginormous mansions, and they're really stunning. I'm just like, dang girl, how did you? She say, yeah, I got these mods and everything, and now like it gives you like all these extra like decorations of the sort, like chandeliers, walls, and doors and whatever, you know. So she goes all out. But me and my brother, we would sometimes when we were younger, we would build just 4 walls around our character and just leave them there, and they would eventually die.
Oh, jeez.
Right? They would starve to death and they would die, and then death will come, and then
Green Reaper?
Yeah, the Green Reaper will come.
What?
And they'll come, and then they have to rock, paper, scissors to see if he takes your soul or not. So we would do that all the time. And it was like, come on, win the game. Come on, buddy, defeat death. Yeah, that was a good time. If I had to choose where to live, The Sims would be the place to live.
That sounds fun.
It was so it's no, I can't say that it is, because I think when it comes to diversification, like the ability to do stuff, Minecraft definitely wins the game. You have so much, like the sky's the limit when it comes to Minecraft. I think your brother was saying the only limit to Minecraft is your computer power, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not your computer can handle everything you're doing.
Yeah.
Sims definitely doesn't have that problem. There is a limit to how much you can do, in Sims. Like the house could only be so big because the lot that you bought it on is only so big, right? But anything Sims related, Sim City or the Sims, I've always loved those games. I have Sim City, the newest one. It's been kind of like a decade now, but I can't remember what it's called. Sim City something or other. But so I would live in that life, in that world for sure, no doubt in my mind.
Oh man, how do you level up in there? It just work and stuff.
You work. Yeah. It literally is living a life of just a character. So the character, and they have different jobs, right? So you could be a doctor or an astronaut. You could even be a robber. You want to be a professional thief. You want to become a cat burglar. You could become a cat burglar and become like a renowned cat burglar and stuff. And so your character would go off to work, and there are certain tasks that they have to like check off in order to get a promotion to their next position.
Oh.
And then they would come home, and then you'd feed them. They go to sleep. You can have families. You can't have families in Minecraft.
You cannot have a family.
You can have kids. They grow up. Then you can have a whole family of people. You can have generations.
That's true. You can't have families, but you can have a bunch of dogs.
You can have dogs. You can have. I think you can have a dog or a cat.
Dude,
I don't know if you can have birds.
the amount of dogs.
They do have. They also have a Halloween version, a scary version. So you could be vampires or a Frankenstein or like all these other kind of like a werewolf. I think there's all these other types of people you can become too. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. I love that game.
Is it a sandbox kind of game almost?
Remind me what a sandbox is.
Is where you kind of have free range certain things. Like if you wanted to go to work, you don't necessarily have to go to work. You could go and play hooky, I guess.
Yeah, you definitely can.
And you could do side quests, I guess.
Yeah. There's to some extent. I think it's definitely more limited, I would imagine, than Minecraft from that perspective. But the newest Sims that have come out, I think 6 and whatever, 5 and 6, they're a lot more. You can go to work if you want, or you can call off for the day and go to the library, or go to the park, or go to other places. Like the original Sims, the one that I played on Xbox, it was either your character goes to work and you just sit there and wait for them to come home.
Yeah.
Or they're at your house and then you kind of renovate and whatever. But there was no leaving, going to somewhere else. You can call people like friends over if you wanted to make friends. If you wanted to get into a romantic relationship with somebody, you can call them over.
Okay. So it's like a social...
It's called Sims.
Interpersonal... yeah, it's The Sims is simulating life, right?
It's a simulation, right? Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of that game, right? Sims.
Because I was just like, could you do things like, I guess, go outside of your job? Like, what if you were a doctor, but you decided to rob somebody?
That's a good question.
Or like, could you kidnap people for whatever? Do people give certain things? Like, if are there NPC characters that work at, let's say, a McDonald's in the game?
Yeah.
Like that person could be anywhere. You could buy McDonald's from them. Would you be able to keep them at your house? And so you can always buy McDonald's?
No.
Oh, okay. Because it's like, I wonder, like, if there's certain, So earlier I asked you if you watched the anime Shangri-La Frontier. And if you watch that movie or show, there's a lot of things in there that makes you kind of second guess certain games. Shangri-La Frontier. It is is one of the top animes alongside Solo Leveling right now.
Oh, really?
They also had a crossover
with Solo Leveling. Oh,
and I don't know why. I mean, they're not in the same manhwa because, like, it's a webtoon. Solo Leveling is a webtoon out of Korea, and Shangri-La Frontier is a Japanese animation. But they are both known for being twin-wielded or dual-wielding characters. I didn't want to make this gesture, but I did. Oops. But yeah, so they did, yeah. And the main character definitely plays on the role of exploiting games because of the mechanics given. So, like, yeah, if I was like, could you steal an ice cream truck and put it in front of your house in The Sims? I always have ice cream. Like, is there like an unlimited resource in Sims that you have yet to exploit?
No. I mean...
You sure? Because you brought death, right?
Yeah, you could exploit their death.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
exploit. That's an exploitant. Yeah, but like, is there anything that you gain from? Does he drop anything?
No, you just live. If you beat
It
him,
is very much a simulation.
yeah. If you beat him at rocks paper scissors, I don't know if the newer versions had the same option, but in the one in the Xbox, you would rock paper scissors him, and if you won, you got to live, and he would leave very upset. And if you didn't win, and then actually, if you beat him and you had a house party, he would come to your house party sometimes, and he would come and just chill with the rest of the people.
What?
And some people would be kind of like, what the heck is going on? And then some Sims would just start talking to him, and then they'll befriend him. I actually befriended him once, because you can see who all your friends are and how strong your relationship with them. And I had Death on there. I was just kind of laughing.
Good.
Yeah.
So wait, have you ever played rock paper scissors with the friend version of death?
No, it automatically happens. Like whenever you're about to die, you don't choose to play. They'll start talking to each other automatically, and then they'll like play rock paper scissors, and then either you will win or you'll die. It's pretty interesting.
I didn't know that Sims was out on a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, or
SimCity was on Super Nintendo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I only knew that Sims was on the PC my entire
interesting.
life.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
I
had it for
played.
Xbox.
I only played Sims on PC, and when I played on it, I was playing it, and I got bored of it because I was by myself. I didn't play with anybody. It was just me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I got to do this, and I did relatively well. I think I played and I wasn't the only one that had the computer, so that's also another thing too. So like after like maybe like an hour, I had to get off. Those were the days, y'all. Some of you kids don't even know.
Yeah.
Having to share a main computer, dude.
I played SimCity 3000 on the computer, like I said, with Windows 95. And like that game is nostalgia for me. Like every time I hear jazz music, I think of that game. Actually, most SimCity games have jazz as like the background music. So I'm just sitting there, oh yeah, that brings back memories. But also, I understood nothing about how you run a city. And so I would be hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt because I'd just like be borrowing money from the the bank, and they're like, sorry, you can't borrow any more money because you owe this much. I'm like, how am I supposed to pay that back? I was like a kid not understanding the ideas of loans and whatnot.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, that was a great game too. I loved playing SimCity. Oh,
I'll get SimCity if you get Minecraft.
Okay.
And you show me SimCity first.
Yeah.
Because Minecraft, I have to kind of get back into it because when playing with my brother is rough. He is a resource like devourer. Like he's made craters in the worlds. Like yeah. Oh my gosh, he made craters for a slime farm, dude. It goes from the surface all the way down to you can't go anymore. That's how low he would go, and it'd make a 16 by 16 square, a big hole. It's crazy. And then you have to build up. But it's not that much. It's like maybe like 60. Well, now it's actually lower. So it should be about 80 blocks down. So 80 blocks down, 16 across, or 16 in the square, 16 by 16. It is a lot of blocks. Thousands of blocks. I mean, I want to say like maybe 20,000, maybe 30,000 blocks. Gone. And I would be gone. I would be gone maybe for the day, and then come back. And he's been playing. And then he said, "Yeah, so I built half of the slime farm." So he built the hole already, and he's now building the farm. It is an insane amount of work. And so for me, if I want to get back into it, I have to ease my way back into it because the resource gathering can be kind of tedious.
So that's just so you know, that's 20,480 square blocks.
Oh, geez.
That's a lot of blocks.
Yeah. And then, but, obviously you can put them in chests and you can do stuff with them. You can make generators. Oh, man. I think the biggest part of Minecraft, though, is you can create engines, type items.
Cube blocks, sorry. Not square blocks, cube blocks.
Cube blocks. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. 20,000. That's crazy sauce.
So, yeah, you can create engines. So there used to be this one thing that my brother exploited in the game where there was like a one click. So there's these two things called hoppers. And if you put them next to each other, you put something in it and it comes out. And then there's another one that takes it and then goes back. It comes and it goes into the inventory of the item, and it goes back out. So it spits each other, right? So that creates a clock, and that clock would set the engine to work at certain intervals. And if you had redstone with it, there is redstone, which works like batteries or electricity. And with redstone in it, you can create a timer to when it, like every 1 click, 2 click, or 3 clicks. And certain things happen depending on what it is that you're trying to do, like create carpet. You want it once. You want 1 clicks. So every time it clicks, it'll just start making carpet. And then carpet, carpet, carpet. You know what I mean? This carpet is coming out. And you just make a ton of carpet. And then with that carpet, you would go to villagers, because that's one of the bartering you for 64 carpet of any color, maybe mostly white. You can buy emerald or diamonds or books for like 32 or whatever. And so my brother would make these farms to continuously make these, and so they're just engines. And so that's why you could pretty much break. So when you go into servers that are owned by other people, people would break their banks by making fields of wheat and then absorb it, and then that's money, and then you put it into the server bank, and you just literally crash their economy. You know what I mean? Like, you could do that, but like I said, I gotta get into it. But so I will get Sims. If you guys want to watch us stream that game, let us know in the comments below, because I think that'd be really cool to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, Sims, because I'm pretty sure some of you guys, if you haven't already, who follow us and seen us stream, I've streamed Minecraft a couple of times. And let me tell you, elytras are not easy to get. All right? Elytras, you got to go to the end. You know where the end is? It's far.
At the end, I would imagine.
I don't even know if it's at the end. I just know it's underground somewhere. At the end. Okay. So we talked about the best mentors. We talked about which world would you rather be in, Sims or Minecraft. Here's the next one. What is the best trilogy in your opinion? We have a couple here or we have 3 here that we think are great, and we're going to discuss. We have Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. We have the Star Wars trilogy, which is the original Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. And then we have Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Wait, we're not doing 7, 8, 9 or Star Wars? No, I'm just kidding, everybody. Don't yell at me. I know they're the worst.
I know it would be a septology.
Well, there's 9 of them, so it'd be a...
Oh, no, that's right. 1, 2, 3. I'm an ignoramus.
A neptology? A nephtology?
9?
Non-ontology. Nonology.
Nonology?
Dropping that knowledge. Now, that's a good question. People would think that I would say Star Wars because I wear a lot of Star Wars clothes.
You do.
I haven't worn them in a while.
You're wearing it right now.
No,
You're actually wearing it.
I'm actually wearing Star Trek, which is crazy. I want to hear all the Star Wars haters just going at me right now. But I'm a lover of all. I think they're both really good. I will say that I'm a bigger Star Wars fan than I am a Star Trek fan. But Voyager is my favorite Star Trek. That's beside the point. But in my opinion, the best trilogy, by far, no doubt in my mind, I will die on this hill, Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy. No other movie makes you feel the way Lord of the Rings makes you feel.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them. You know what I mean?
Hence the trilogy.
Yeah. I was just kind of emphasizing what you were
saying.
Yeah. And
they just get better.
You know
people who tell me I can't watch it because they're just walking forever. Yes, that's the first movie, but the second and third movie, you know how some people say name a sequel that's better than the original, than the first. Lord of the Rings is one of those.
Yeah,
I would also argue that actually all 3 of these trilogies, their sequels are better than the original.
Actually, yeah, especially the Dark Knight for me.
Dark Knight, yeah,
the Dark Knight one.
Dark Knight Returns. Is that the one with the Joker?
Yeah.
Amazing,
without question. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
That is probably the best of the 3, in my opinion.
Now, Star Wars Episode 5. To be honest, I watched it when we were children, and I rewatched it like 10 years ago, like in a sitting. I watched 4 through 6
in one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
It's only 9 hours. That's
a lot of hours.
That's true. That is true. I mean, granted, Okay, I won't say in a sitting, but I did say it. I will say in a day.
Yeah, no, I mean that's
Because
still,
I was like, I gotta cook, and
right. No, I mean that's still a city. I would say that's a city for sure.
So yeah. So I watched it, and I was already spoiled with Avengers at this point. Avengers what 2019? Okay, maybe not Avengers, but I was spoiled with the Tekken movies already. So watching Star Wars 4, 5, and 6 again in my adult age really didn't help the fact that I don't know the hype behind Star Wars, right? And then in my head, I'm thinking, why was this show so dope? And then I'm looking at it again, watching it as an adult, and I'm like, oh, if that was going on back then this is incredible.
Right.
Especially in, which one is the ones that they're on top like the moon with those big, tall, long-legged,
the AT-AT?
is that what it's called?
The AT-AT are the really big machines that like...
They walk slow.
Yeah. Those are the AT-AT.
Yeah.
They have 4 legs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those things. So that's in the second movie?
That is
Or the
in
third?
the...
Empire Strikes Back? It goes Star Wars.
Yes, I think it is in the second movie.
How should you go? Star Wars?
New Hope.
No.
Are we talking about
4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, New Hope.
New Hope?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then the second one is
Empire Strikes Back.
And the third is Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, Return of the Jedi is one of the coolest titles.
Yeah.
But whatever the case is, then the fifth one, Empire Strikes Back, has to be the one. Has to be the one. Then that fits in that criteria of the second one being best because that was it a fight? Was it a war that broke out there? That's why those things were there. The ATA. Yeah, dude. And then they were like fizzing through on the on those jets in between the
legs.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then not only the legs, but it was also in the big. Was it the Death Star? Or not the Death Star, but it was like another ship. And they would fight each other, and they would try to destroy all the cannons on the outside of the ship.
So that happens a few times, but yes, that I think you
It
are
doesn't
thinking
happen
of
in
the
the first one though, right?
No, not the first one.
I just don't want to get the second and the third mixed up.
Yeah, no. In the second one, when they destroy the Death Star, the first Death Star.
The first one?
No, wait, no. The first one is where they destroy the first Death Star. The incompleted one or the completed one. Oh my gosh, I'm having brain farts right now. But yes, I know which part you're talking about.
Yeah. But if I were to say, you said the best was Star Wars.
No, Lord of the Rings.
Best, Lord of the Rings, that's right.
I think Lord of the Rings is bad. Now, I will say for Star Wars, if you watch it today, if you watch 4, 5, 6 today, the original trilogy, you could argue well, what's so good about it? But I think you need to also kind of put in perspective that the technology that was used to make these movies in the 70s, like the original Star Wars, was so advanced, was so ahead of its time. Like George Lucas and his team, what they did revolutionized filmmaking.
Absolutely.
So that credit is due where it's due. So from that perspective, it's kind of an amazing feat that they made. But Lord of the Rings, in my opinion, is a better movie. Is it slower? Yes, it's definitely a lot slower movie. The Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first one, kind of hard to get through. Because it's just a lot of walking. I actually read the books, and the first half of the book is worse. I'm so happy they actually removed that part of the book from the movies, except for Bogadale, Bob. Oh my gosh, what is his name?
Bilbo?
No, not Bilbo Baggins. There's a magical creature. He actually shows up in the Power of the Rings in the series that are on Amazon.
I see. I forgot that guy's name.
Yeah, Bumbledale. I want to say his name is Bumbledale or something like that. I can't remember. He's really dope. I wish they actually had him in the movies, but
he's in the book.
But he's in the books.
Okay.
But the first half of the first book is just them walking through the forest, singing folk songs the entire time, and you're just going when are we gonna meet the ranger, man? Can we just get this moving, right? But the movies did a great job. I think the pace was really good, even though it's a slower pace, and most of the time that would bore me. But it was done so well, and I think what the Lord of the Rings succeeds in that especially now. Actually, I was watching a TikTok, and I wish I remember who the person was who was saying this. I I remember I could see the guy's face. He has long hair, curly long hair, but he was talking about the trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, made with the 3 movies. They made, I want to say, $30 billion.
Billion with a B?
With a B.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, right, and it took them a span of, what was it, like 11 years, 10 years, something like that, to make those 3 movies. The MCU that has something like 70 something films, movies, and series combined, made somewhere around, oh man, I can't remember the number. It was like $70 billion or something like that. But when you divide the amount of film, like each film, by the number that how much they made, Lord of the Rings made like 3 point something billion dollars per film, or sorry, a little bit more than that, right? While the MCU only made millions of dollars for every film that they like the revenue it doesn't compare, right? Lord of the Rings just outstanding on its when it came to like just how impactful it was. And I think it's part of the issue is they took their time when they made it. You know, they tried really hard to stick to the original story of the books. And I don't know, man. To me, Lord of the Rings is just a fan. And in my heart, I'm more of a fantasy fan than I am a sci-fi fan. I love fantasy more. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons, we played Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of the other games that I like playing, Skyrim is a fantastic game. Like, I like fantasy-based games more than I like sci-fi-based games. Although Halo, I love Halo. Halo is the best.
What about Grounded? Grounded is science. That's the one I play with. You turn into little people and you have to fight bugs off and stuff like that to try to get big again.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've never played that game.
It's a good game, dude. It's a good game. Highly recommend. I've beaten it twice, so it's great. Great. I want to say, you can you can prestige in a way. That game, you can prestige, kind of, sort of, kind of. For Lord of the Rings, I would have to agree with you. I was gonna say Batman because I'm more familiar with it, but going over my memories of it, Legolas is an absolute animal. Liv Tyler's in there. We already know how I feel about her from the Brave New World video.
You hate her.
And what? No, that wasn't what I said. And not only that, like the idea. So I'm a really big. How would you say? What do you call the power rings in Power Rangers? You know, the thing that you put in the morpher.
Yeah.
And everybody has one to become a Power Ranger. What do you call what do you call those items? Are they emblems, idols, icons? What
I
are they called? Whatever the item is called. Like when they all have, they're coins, but they're coins of
power.
They're just items that hold power.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of that.
Yeah. Where
items give power or items represent that you have certain powers. So like in the ring, I didn't know that until I think, was it the first movie or the second movie that they explained that different races
rings?
had rings.
Right.
Like there were like 7 dwarves.
Yeah.
I think there were like
12. It was, man, let me see if I remember. 12 for men, 7 for dwarves, 3 for elves, and 1 ring to rule them all.
Yeah. See, when I heard that part in this, I was like, "Ooh, that's cool."
Yeah,
that's super cool.
This is how much I love Lord of the Rings. I don't know why, my hotspot for my phone is 1 ring to bring them all. That's the name of my hotspot. That's ring awesome. To bring them all. You know, so like, yeah, that saying, I wish I remember all of it, but yeah, that saying is really dope. When I heard it in the book, like the movie was one thing, but when I heard it in the book, I just sent shivers down my spine. I was like, yo, that's creepy. And so I think I rewinded it just to listen to it again. I was like, man, that was really good. That was really good.
That's fire. Okay. You know, when I was thinking about Batman possibly being the one, it's more of the choices that they made in Batman that I was really impressed with. I really liked how, especially with the Joker, you know, Joker was one to test the faith in humanity between humans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when he made the impossible decision, you know, he was like, all right, we have prisoners here, and then we have a bunch of innocents here.
Yeah.
And you know, you guys get to, you guys gotta kill somebody, or I'm gonna blow one of you up, or something's gonna happen. I forgot that
was one of the best. That was
Yeah.
It was that either one ship blows up the other ship, or the Joker was gonna blow up both of them.
Oh yeah.
By a certain time.
Yeah. And so,
That was one of the best scenes.
that was I was just like, whoa, because for some reason I think I was just like, for some reason I feel like the prisoners would say us first.
Oh yeah.
That was my first, saying. But then there were families in that other ship, and I'm like, I know that they would rather choose it, but especially if they have young kids, like that's an example, right, that they're gonna show. And I think that's where I wasn't sure, because there are parents out there that would go to the ends of the earth for their family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so to have that moral, to believe that you have that higher moral, or that moral high ground, was incredible. And I thought that it was really cool that it showcased that. And then you had the third one with Bane and his ideology versus Batman's. You know what I mean? Like, that was a very interesting way of showing oneself. So you had humanity, which would be in the second one, and then self would be at the end, which is the Dark Knight Rises, right?
Yeah.
The first one, what is it?
Dark Knight Begins.
Oh yeah, Begins. Yeah, Begins. So that's where his origin, that's his beginning, right? That one for me was kind of slow, but you kind of need to make building blocks to create a masterpiece.
Yeah.
In my head.
And in reality, they succeeded. I mean, that trilogy is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Definitely top tier trilogy. But I think a lot of credit needs to be given to Christopher Nolan, because he just does a good job of telling a story.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't watched something from Christopher Nolan that I haven't liked. Right, I'm a big fan of Interstellar. I think Interstellar is fantastic. I can understand it go over people's head because it kind of gets really abstract at some point. But even then, like, he kind of he dumbs it down enough so that everybody can enjoy it and still have it very scientific-y, So I think he just does a good job. Oh, what's the other one? Inception.
Oh man, that was a great movie. Yeah.
Inception is another great movie. What's the other one? Tenet.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like, these are bangers from this guy. Like, he just throws good ones. The last one that he just came out with was the guy who did the nuclear explosion.
Oh,
Oppenheimer. Yeah. But that was also really good.
Yeah, that was.
Right. I would say the least of the other ones that I mentioned, but also good. So yeah, the trilogy of Batman, or the Dark Knight, fantastic.
Yeah.
Can't dispute it. The Dark Knight, as you know, is Randolph and my favorite. He is our freaking superhero. Like, we love Batman. Batman is for sure forever, top tier for us. And then Spider-Man for the MCU, in my opinion, for me. And the Joker, I love the Joker. He is the best villain.
He's one of the better villains.
The day you tell me he's an anti-hero, I will strangle the person who says that. He will never be an anti-hero. He cannot be an anti-hero, ever. No. He doesn't care about people. Stop making villains anti-heroes. They could be bad, okay? Just let them be bad.
There are so many different alterations of the Joker, too. Like, I know in Flashpoint, the Joker was the mom, right?
They turned her into the Joker.
And the dad was Batman Thomas while they lost Bruce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is interesting, right?
Yeah,
But I mean, it's great. But does it stand next to the Lord of the Rings or even Star Wars? Nah.
And it's not. I would say it's more of like and also too, like, you're saying Star Wars recreated or reinvented filmmaking. Yeah. With Lord of the Rings, they reinvented storytelling. Yeah. I want to say. Especially 100%. With, like, isn't it Tolkien he's the one that created, like, elves, dwarves, orcs, and all that? Wasn't he? He is definitely one of the pioneers, maybe?
Yeah. He's really, I would say, one of the people who brought it to the forefront, for sure. Right? Because I think they've always existed in some kind of folk tale. Yeah. Right? But definitely he brought it to the mainstream. Yeah,
because I believe Tengu.
I don't know what a Tengu is.
It's a Japanese yokai.
Oh.
And actually, Demon Slayer. You're familiar with Demon Slayer, right? The guy that makes the swords. That mask he has on, that's the Tengu face and stuff. Oh. Like that. And also, if you're watching One Piece and you're at Wano, the old man that's with the girl is also with the same Tengu face.
Mm.
And Tengu has like some of them, or most of most of the drawings, they have elf-like ears, or maybe like goblin ears. Maybe I may be mixing them up, but whatever the case is, you have those too. Like a lot of Japanese mythology has them. You have in Greek mythology, what is that? The nymphs.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they kind of like elfish?
Yeah, or like fairy, like
fays. Yeah, yeah. And man, there's. So you wouldn't say Tolkien is one of the pioneers of, or no?
Creator?
He
No.
was not creator. No, okay.
Not a creator, but definitely
He was there.
a.
He was there when it was written.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, for me, for sure, Lord of the Rings takes the cake. No doubt in my mind.
Absolutely. Okay. You know, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. You know, Lord of the Rings is definitely up there.
I'm just going to go home right now and just watch Lord of the Rings. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I can spend the next 12 hours watching it.
You could. Oh yeah, it's long.
Yeah, it's super long.
Yeah, no, I loved Lord of the Rings because of the fight sequences. It was incredible.
Especially the last two Lord of the Rings, the fight sequence. Whoo, they were fire. They just got better. Each one just got better.
You know, a couple of what is it, honorable mentions of trilogies. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I really love the Ninja Turtle trilogy. I
loved it too.
Yeah,
I loved it too.
I loved it.
I think maybe last year or so I watched the Ninja Turtles and I'm like, it looks horrible, but damn it, I love it.
It's Ninja Turtles is, I mean, ever since I was a kid, like my mom, she would remix lullabies for me and add Ninja Turtles in them. It was like that when I was a kid. And it's funny.
My brother, when he was born, obviously my parents were the ones who did it, but my brother, when he was born, gave me a Ninja Turtle as a gift, right? So when
he was born?
When he was born. So the idea was, I don't know who told my parents, but they told them, it's like, oh, because you're gonna have a new child, the older sibling sometimes gets jealous because you give them all the attention. So it's always a good idea to pretend that your new baby brought your older brother something. So when I went to the hospital to see my new baby born brother, my parents were like, look what your brother got you, and it was a Ninja Turtle. It was either Donatello or it was Leonardo, which I think it was Donatello. But I was like, what? That's so cool. I was like, he's the best baby brother ever. it was really impactful. I had that until we moved out of Canada.
Wow.
So he was born in 92.
Okay.
And I had that all the way to 2000. So my mom gave it away. I was very upset.
Oh, it's like,
that memory is definitely in my head. So Ninja Turtles was fire. I loved it too.
Yeah. And you know, another one too is the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, Mighty Ducks, bro! Just bringing them back,
baby. I love those, man.
Those are good.
Some honorable mentions, man.
Flying V,
Snucklepuck time. See, those are some excellent trilogies.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously, you know, we were talking about those on epic scales. So in the comments below, please tell us what you think of the three that we mentioned earlier: Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, or Batman, or Christopher Nolan's Batman, or Dark Knight, excuse me. And if you guys have a trilogy that you think is better than all three of those, and even the honorable mentions, put them in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, so I can say that you are absolutely wrong. What?
Excusez-moi. But yeah.
What? Legally Blonde? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, there's only two of those.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Huh?
I was trying to see if
I
there
thought
was a
you were
third.
doing. I thought you were being.
No, I was like, is there three of those? I don't know.
Well, you know what? That's going to wrap up this episode. Follow us on IG, Facebook, X, and TikTok. You can catch all of our video content here on YouTube. Please leave a review as it will help us grow. Don't forget to join our community on Discord. And thanks again for hanging out with us. And yo, don't forget.